Hi, my name is Aisha Mubarikali. I'm a fusion tech artist and a creative director, and I work with the themes of AI and sustainability and space applications, and at the intersection of climate, interdisciplinary studies, and just the overall connection between innovation and human identity. So today I'll be discussing a few examples of my work where one, we will be looking into the approach of fusion technology as a whole, and then also some projects in which I have specifically discussed and addressed the environmental pollution through an approach again called fusion tech. So let's start off with this project that I would like to discuss. This is Dark Skies Gaze Back. And in this project, as you can see, this is about light pollution. This is from where my journey into light pollution and then dark skies awareness, it actually started. So I'll just first of all scroll through the visuals, and then I'll talk about the process and how this project came to be. So as you can see, these were the sketches and my process for the design. And this project was actually done through recycling of a lot of discarded objects. Here you can see that I was working in the studio and I was working with discarded utensil pieces, and I was turning them into masks of sorts. And this is when COVID happened. So, and it was like an 8 month long research project. So this was my response to what was happening. But at the same time, this was about the role of women in society. So from where I'm from, I'm from Pakistan, a South Asian country. So here, women have a very different kind of role, and these variables actually address that, how women are seen more in the kitchen and that sort of narrative. So it was supposed to kind of create an counter narrative for women. And then what you see here is obviously the process and some of the execution of discarded objects. This was again looking at the idea of dark skies and turning discarded objects into wearable pieces and giving new identity. So again, you see like the process and the final execution coming hand in hand with a lot of discarded metal, a lot of jewelry pieces coming, and eventually I came to these kind of warrior images for women. And it was interesting because I do talk about online scrutiny a lot, and how these kind of the wearable sculptures that are designed, they became a way to stop those filters, Instagram filters that the face that detects our face. So it's supposed to kind of bring like a, you can say, barrier for them. So in a way, my work addressed the idea of online scrutiny, but also at the same time women's identity. There are a few digital images as well done through photo manipulation, and you can say photo manipulation and 3D modeling, LiDAR technology I use. So a lot of softwares I use to design these pieces, especially these golden series. Again, they are made by using the discarded metal, the discarded utensils, and then turn them into jewelry. So one is this series, and another work that I would actually want to, another body of work that I would actually like to show is my space art actually. And this is a good example because this kind of shows my current direction with the work that involves, one, the space applications, the science, and this artwork that you see on the screen. This is GWST telescope, and this is something that went to actually space. It was a collaboration with Dr. Tara Rutley. and NASA. She's a former chief scientist of NASA. So this artwork actually talks about the journey of James Webb Space Telescope as a whole, but also to address the potential that these inventions have for the future. So it's really important for me that I did that. And also what you see here is like a biosuit 3D design that I did custom for Dr. Tara Redley. And this was also part of the project that actually went to space. And by the way, this artwork had Dr. Tara's voice, which obviously you're not able to hear at the moment, but like this artwork is supposed to be like a culmination of a digital artwork, but then also the audio piece. So this is the image or the documentation of the artwork going to space through SpaceX rocket. It was part of the project Mallet 2, and it went in collaboration with Space Application, University of Malta, Space Omics, and other organizations that actually made it happen. And this obviously also led me to Forbes 30 under 30 list. This is actually the AI box, which took my artwork along with the other scientific experiment and things that I'm working on currently. One of the projects that I'm currently working on is sending scientific experiments, including the diabetes foot ulcer sample to space, and just to unlock what space can do as a whole, and to talk about this potential of space application, why we as artists need to address or need to kind of involve the topic of space in the overall conversation of Earth applications here. And again, more images of the project mallet, it going to space and the technical side, because obviously it didn't just have my art, but also the other experiments. And obviously Sultan on International Space Station, this is the screen grab from the his recording that he sent from there. And this was done as part of the project with Meta Visionaries. It's an ongoing project. Another series that I'm working on is biosuits, and for this I'm looking into a lot of research. In fact, not just on spacesuits, spacecrafts as in whole, but how human body needs to survive in different exoplanets, and how do I as an artist respond to the idea of identity, space as a whole, space as a shared space concept for everyone. Because obviously, space narrative is something that needs to develop. So that's what my work is about. Here you see again the images from Dark Skies Gaze Back, the warrior. So I was reworking on the same ideas, but from the lens of space this time. And obviously, I've also worked on environment and the relation with the body, the public, and the private, and the culture, and how do we define culture? How does culture evolve? So all of these ideas you see here in this Avaya series. Again, this was done through the technique of photo manipulation and series of photographs that I personally took. And then later on, I reworked on the idea of space, and I was looking at identity of South Asians in space, and just giving it new meanings, fictional meanings, factual meanings, and so on. A few more images from that project. This is actually my research slides, a few which I added, that makes us think why we should be working with the idea of space and its different subsidiaries. And obviously I was looking at human body and concept of the anatomy, the biology of suit and all its technicalities. I'm looking into it. The idea of biosuits and revolutionary biosuits. So yeah, this is my research that is ongoing, and I'm actually currently working on a film project in response to that. I'm looking at Mary Oxman's 3D variable sculptures as well. And in response to that, I've developed this almost like a space environment that you can wear. So this was the idea on which I've designed these 3D variable head sculptures. Some of them is 3D printed already. It was part of Sentience of Light. For this project specifically, I was looking at fireflies and moths. These are the sketches and what went behind. Final pieces were actually performed by a group of people, and each one of them became different species. This was the moth and bat, and this is the images from idea to execution. Some inspiration of space installations, and again more semiotics and my work in which I am depicting space as a whole. This is another project, Logic, in which I looked into emotion mapping and data collection, and utilizing these ideas, I created these bots which responded to different colors by given by this scientist project. Some more studio images which shows my work and how I used to, just come up with ideas. And of course, as a whole, my work addresses like overview fact and how come human beings will now have this identity of spacelings. This is the spaceship that we have in the metaverse in collaboration with MetaVisionaries, which I am also co-founder of. So here people can come together and they can collaborate. Engineers can work with artists. And Metaverse is actually connected with the International Space Station and the Space Innovation Labs network that we have in all over the world. So the idea is to create more opportunities where artists can work with engineers and so on. This is some of my art that is displayed in the gallery of the Metaverse. And yeah, some of the other educational initiatives we are also working on. So in short, these are the things that shows that potential of fusion tech is huge and space is actually a huge part of it. And we can all think about identity in a new way by thinking about AI and custom machine learning and utilizing them. Thank you so much.